You know, there's an old adage, date the body, marry the glass. You know, you find that piece of glass that renders the way you like and produces the colors, produces images you like, and you try to hold on to that thing as long as possible. And as the body gets better, the sensors get better, higher megapixel counts, better rendering sensors, it takes that awesome piece of glass that you have and it kicks it up to 11 because now it's bringing more of that micro contrast, more of that character that made you love that glass to newer technology. Old school lenses are really good. Vintage stuff. I took it all the way back to the 60s with this one. Super Takumar 50mm f1.4. I've got a specific version of this lens. This lens had thorium used in some of the elements. So it created this kind of yellowing effect across the back glass. Well, some people thought that was a problem. And after 135,000 of these things were produced, there's not many left because people thought that was a defect. Turns out, with the radioactivity of thorium, you put that thing out in the sun for about 2 days, it returns to clear because that reverses the effect of the rusting, if you will, of the UV from the thorium. But what that yellowing does do is creates really warm colors. And I snagged one of these on eBay for not a lot of money, and let's take a look at some of the results, shall we? Now, as a caveat, I do have this adapted to the Micro Four Thirds mount. This is an M42 mount, which is a screw mount. I have it adapted with a bayonet to EF mount, and then from an EF to a Micro Four Thirds on a focal reducer, aka the speed booster, so I can still get the full correct 50mm 1.4 look out of it with a little extra stop of light, and I get to use the whole element to get that cool bokeh you get out of this lens and really maximize the usage of it. In the end, I really do enjoy using these vintage manual focus lenses. It brings me back to a time when I was younger in my photography and I was learning the basics. Zone focusing, how to properly expose, using light meters. But it really brings me back to that tactile feel of controlling exactly how I want my image to look. And then that image having a look that I remember growing up shooting on film. I truly enjoy that, and it really brings back a nostalgia in my heart shooting on lenses like this. I've kind of started a collection of these, and I've got a couple more I'm going to talk about as I get through them, but this really makes my photographer heart happy to be able to shoot with some of these older lenses on modern bodies like the OM1 and the Pen F, which I just picked up, and really take newer technology, merge it with older, tried and true tested things, and still create amazing modern images with a real vintage feel. That's all I got for right now. BionicScoop out. I'm going to grab the other lens I have, do a little more with that, and we'll be back to you with it. That's all I got for now. BionicScoop out. Take care.